Hopefully this works. Okay, good. King's recording. Okay. So I'm doing this for maybe like a follow-up because I made a video actually earlier about Sailor Moon card game I had. This is sort of like how to play. I was thinking, should I say something about how to play the game? I don't know if I have any cards to play the game, or a way to play the game. Well, I do. This program is actually called Lackey. It's actually an old program that actually is still active. It's actually free, but it's very odd. Most people have these videos where you have to install, download, log in, sign up, and it only plays either Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, or someone I was watching on a stream, he was playing Digimon. Duel Masters, which is not Duel Monsters. Anyway, this program allows you to actually have a lot of stuff, and they use plugins. I don't know if this is like tabletop, because there's this tabletop thing apparently you can buy on Steam. I don't know where it is, don't care. But apparently, you up here, plugins. There's different plugins. This is the Sailor Moon plugin. And usually for a plugin, you would have a type of website or link, and you copy it here. But there's a second way. Right here, it says browse install plugins. You could download a plugin, which is a file, a folder, which has text and pictures, JPEGs or PNG, which allows you to put them on here. And then you can build your deck. This tab here, deck editor, is basically where you play your deck. This actually has a deck thing. Sometimes when you have plugins, it actually comes with preset decks. And this, some of these are my deck that I made. Some of them are other ones. Like, example, this one. This is a Mars deck that basically, I believe, I don't know what this is, but this might be similar to one of those starter set decks that I explained in the earlier video, where you actually have about 7-8 decks, a starter deck, and each of them based off of one of them. The future and the past deck. So you get to decide something. So let's go to tuxedo deck. Anyway, this just explains how these down here are every single card, where you just basically add or subtract. And you can basically put as many cards in here. This doesn't have a limit to stuff. But it's basically sorted by name. The set, which is only 2 sets, is passive, future, and premium, as stated earlier, and different types of cards. The events, the villains, the rarity. This usually basically has all the stats of everything, every single card. And here you can filter it so you can find only those things. Now to play the game, you go up here where it says game offline. Usually it's that. Now I believe you can play with an opponent like online. I don't know how to. I think I did it once with my brother, but I don't know. I think you have to go to like server. You go to server, connect to game, or show advanced settings. Not recommended. To connect to a game. Oh, are people actually playing this game? I don't know. I mean, there's these names here. Well, anyway, let's go back. Well, usually I always play by myself, but I believe you can use your microphone to talk to somebody. When I did it once, I think I did it, but you can also do this. Type, enter, and you go beep. Hear that? Haha. Anyway, you can actually text the person. Anyway, this is usually my thing. This is just testing me. And then it actually has everything. This is your hand, your draw, hand, how many cards in your hand, how many cards in your deck, and all this stuff. Victory points, because in this game, I say you have up to a max of X amount of points to win. So, to play, still kind of difficult, as I haven't played for only a few times. But to do this, start the game. How do you start a game? Well, you can hit menu and hit, oh, there's another one. Host game and join game. New or save. Anyway, you right click on here, on your person, and you actually go down here to, it says load deck. So let's say I'm playing with Tuxedo Mask. So I click on this, and you heard that sound? Basically shuffle the deck. It basically put the deck into here. See? Deck, hand, deck, discard, starting. This is your starting hand, because it automatically has to have that. So you would have to put that up there. And then JKP, which is rock, paper, scissors, as mentioned above. So when you started out, you would put it on the field, and you're supposed to, and I don't know if there's actually a place to play, you know, like a field zone. I think there's a mat, but you always have to have this out there. You have there and there, and this down here is your heroes, and above here, as I stated in the other video, is where your villains go. So you would want to go back to your hand, and you would want to draw. Here you go, got my rule book again. And there's two different ways to play basic game, but basically to play the game, let's get to where to play. Here we go, starting the game. Here it is, yeah. Okay, yeah, you usually prefer a 30 card deck or a 60 card deck. You would take out your character, that, and your PIE card. Boom. You would shuffle your deck, of course. So let's to shuffle the deck, you would right click on, yeah, you can actually right click on it. You would right click on hand, decked. So you would go to deck, right click on it, and you could actually hit shuffle. And then it says down here, what did you do? It explains that I loaded my deck, I played Tuxedo Mask, I played Weenie, and I shuffled my deck. So I would draw 5 cards. 1 with this button, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I got garbage. Anyway, if you're playing with Sailor Venus, this is a special card. Sailor Venus, because it says Artemis. Artemis has the effect that when you start out with her, you automatically get an extra card. So you get to draw 6 cards if you had Artemis. But anyway, you would go rock, paper, scissors to determine who goes first. First, boom. So, how do you start? You draw a card. At the beginning of the turn, you would draw a card. If your deck is empty, you can actually get to reshuffle your discard pile and bring it back as your new deck. This is a cool card effect. Anyway, it actually doesn't say that, because you see some cards did have it back then. If I remember correctly, this thing doesn't say that you can't redraw or you can't draw on your first turn. That's, I think, because this is a book, and certain rules and certain things say that or not. So let's say you don't. Okay, let's say you get to. So draw 6 card. Ooh, whoa, shit. So you draw your card. Then you get to play cards like exclusively defense events, like these. Discard 1 or more crystals at the. You see how it worked is that these things are actually very difficult to understand because they are set away. Because this says rainbow crystal and it says discard 1 or more crystals at the same time to remove damage counters. And I'm thinking, do you mean rainbow crystal or do you mean crystal type cards? Because remember, this is the beginning of the game, so this was an old style which they didn't really probably think it through all the way. But I do know one thing to do. This guy needs power. You can actually use these. You can just attach this to him as a like boom. But I don't have any villains, so I can't do anything. So I have to pass my turn right now. So I have to actually. Is there actually? Oh wait, is that it? There we go. You hit this thing here, and you hear boom, boom. Basically says he advances to the next turn. So now it's his turn, which of course I don't deck yet. So let's put one on. Let's put Sailor Moon deck. Let's shuffle this. Okay, so let's do this. Here we go. Sailor Moon, and ooh, what's this? Melvin. And Melvin said at the beginning of each your turn, draw 2 cards instead of 1. Choose one of the cards and place in your hand, and the other card goes to the bottom of your deck. But do not shuffle. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then this turn, since he's out, 1, 2. Then we get to decide which one to put in. I'll put this guy. Send to, and you guys right click these cards, you can hit send to the top, send to the bottom. Send to the bottom of my deck. Boom. Ooh, I have Princess Rini. I can bring up her. For every pound, she needs soul, so I need to put this here. So you put this back here. Select, search for your deck for another thing that replace the selected card of the new. Select a scout, search your deck for another scout that has the same level. So I basically could replace Sailor Moon with something else I have in my deck. Well, I'll end my turn right now. And go back to me. Draw a card. And this is basically how you go, but let me try something. Reveal to all. Wait, let's go to deck. Here you go. Reveal all. There is no villains in here. This is only just a Tuxedo Mask deck. So let's go back to here. I think there might be villains. Or is there? Again, I just made this deck randomly, and there is none. This is basically just a Sailor Moon deck only. So there's different types of card games. Kind of hard to play without a basic structure deck in the beginning. And I think which says character deck. Here we go. Review. Wait. Starting. Oh yeah, that's right. You always start out with one of your villains too. You start out with her for Stereo Jupiter. This one, and this one. So 57 cards in your deck, plus your starting 3, which makes 60 card deck. So to reveal all, just to show you what a deck looks like, there's Monster, Rat, PIE card, boom. Let's see, is there another villain card? Ah, here's another one. Pow. Should do a restart of this. Let's restart. New game. There we go. Okay. So, load deck. I'll load the Jupiter character deck. And then I'll just roll the same deck twice. So that people know that. So, each person, your monster goes here, your scout goes here, and your person goes here, and of course the same one here. So monster, so then we know exactly what to do. Boom, and person. Good. So to play the game, yeah, this guy attacks her. This one attacks that. Let's start. Draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I'm ready to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start. Okay, so since either the map said it or this didn't say it or something, but let's do this. We draw 1 card. Pow. Okay, to play an enemy, just play these cards in your enemy zone. Period. You just play them out. Monsters can be just plopped down. Villains can replace small monsters, but right now I could just bring out another monster right now. Let's see. Is there anything about let's see. Playing cards, processing, attacking. Here we go. Doesn't explain. The rules don't explain that well in the book, but I'm assuming the first player cannot attack. But I can play whatever I want to right now. Let's see. I'll just play this one too, just for the board. And okay, that I'll just end my turn with that. Can't do anything. Her turn. Draw. Well, I can attach an energy to you. Boom. It requires that. These things can attack just randomly, of course. This thing is actually weak to soul and strong against that. So for attacking, let's do this. Selecting an attack. Let's see. There's a lot of rules about how to select an attack. Pick one of the Scouts Knight's attacks used. Let's see. Oh wait, that's using the. How does the enemy attack? Defeat a card. Remove any. It seems like the only ones who can attack, according to this rulebook, are the Scouts, because it says you draw a card, you can summon all these monsters. The power cards must be attached. Use card effects. Play new cards. If you drew additional cards from your deck instead of 3, you can play these. Scout/Knight action, you can use one action of each. Attack, rejuvenate, or participate in a command. Defeat a card. Removal and defeated Scout, Knight, or monsters. I think you can only attack. Some monsters have one or more abilities. Pick one target opponent for the Scouts. In a 2-player game, the target can be any of those villains. If there is no monsters or villains at play, you can attack. Then you may automatically defeat. If there are no, you may automatically defeat one villain. If there are no monsters in play that you can attack, you may just automatically defeat one villain in your own enemy zone. For every Scout and Knight that forfeits his or her action, you may choose a monster or villain that is worth the fewest number of victory points. So it seems like that these monsters don't attack, but only these characters attack. Again, I haven't read the rule books really thoroughly, but I have the rule book because I have no reason to play them. So apparently these guys can't attack, but these ones can, which is so weird. So let's just have him pass his turn to the player one again. Ooh, I can attach one too. Woohoo, me! Can't do squat. This says I can discard a PIE card for every to remove up to, yeah. I can bring out another one. You know, this is just so weird. Yay, I can attack! I have 2 things. He does 30 damage. Now 2 attack. Now he do an attack thingy. An attack and attack. Okay. So 2 and attack. I select this Sailor Scout to attack a villain. I'll attack Bakane. Okay. Some monster villains have 1 or more defense abilities, indicated as blue dots. These things have red dots. Resolve the outcome of the target's defense now. If the player defense prevents the attack from attacking, the attack is over. Of course. The scout will deliver damage to the target villain equal to the attack damage listed on my thing, which is basically 30. I can do 30 damage to you. So I have to go to me for a second, and I can do this actually. Damage right here. It does 30, so I can do this. Boom. So 130. Or I can just go 1, 2, 3, depending on how you see it. So these are singles. Blue is 30 and yellow is 100. It actually comes, a starter deck actually comes with these. It's true. So I did 30 damage to you. Deliver damage to the scout. Ah, here we go. The target monster gets to attack back, indicated by the red circle. So I attack first. So this is how they attack. 50 damage. Ooh, that's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The damage delivered is equal to the attack, blah blah blah. Place enough damage counters to add up to the total. If the selected monster attack indicates that power cards must be attained for an attack, the power cards are discarded. So the villains need to discard these if required to attack, which these two do not. And then you do a combined attack, that's for later on. And then there's some defenses, but we don't want to worry about those right now because they didn't rejuvenate. Here we go. If you do not use your to join or one more, you can rejuvenate them. Discard one or more power cards attached for everyone. So if I did not attack but I had damage, I can discard one of these to increase or to remove up to 20 damage. Cool. And then after all you may discard any of your cards and throw them in your pile. At the end of your turn, you must have exactly 5 cards at the end of your turn. If you have less than 5, then you draw. If you have more than 5, you must discard. Very weird, isn't it? So let's go back to me. Draw a card. Boom. I can do damage too. Okay. You can redistribute damage you currently on your monsters and villains. The total number of damage must remain the same. You cannot reduce any monster's health to 0. Darn. I'll just do some attacking. That guy. $30 damage. And then I end up getting damaged back to here, which is 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course after the attack is usually the end of the game. So I could use these effects somewhere else. Very strange. Well, it's very complicated. Heck, no wonder this game flopped. There was another game that actually was much better than just this one. It was a downloaded or digital game. It was an app. It was called Zen and Zod, which you can go online and look on the website. You can actually download those cards because you can actually watch those cards and download them. You can actually play the game. But the card game itself just flopped. They made about 9 episodes of an anime. They made a episode 0, but then most other episodes are less than 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But anyway, show is